Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final race of 2025 with Regal Promotions Esports. We are live here for the RPES World Championships presented by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. This is night 5 of 5. We're going 134 laps tonight in the NASCAR trucks around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Currently, drivers are heading onto the track for TJ Visuals qualifying. 𝐸_𝐸 now has the fastest time to this point with a 30.213. Track record here in the Pavement Elite Series around Charlotte Motor Speedway was set on May 28th of 2024 by Rocky Boyd III. It was a 29.821, obviously well off the mark, 5/10 away from that at the moment. Zach Murtis was the race winner, and that was our inaugural NASCAR Pavement Elite Series race that we had with the league. So we'll see who will take the win here tonight in our second ever visit to Charlotte Motor Speedway. See William Owens, first car to get within a tenth of your current fast time driver, 𝐸_𝐸. We are now watching the 35 of Kyle Hardy on the raceway as he is now fifth quick. Jared Mogar goes the second quick now. Your current standings going into tonight's finale, Octavio Rondaletto, who is yet to put a time in for qualifying, but all he has to do is start the main event, basically, and he will move on to be the 2025 champion. William Owens sits pretty comfortably in the second spot, but Sean Smith and Zach Murtis, both those drivers do have a shot at being able to overtake him for second place in the standings. Remember, the top 5 will receive we'll see payouts at the end of the season. 75 and a trophy goes to the winner, and it's 60, 50, 35, 30. It's 50 for third, 35 for fourth, and $30 for fifth. Then we also have the driver that has the least amount of incident points at the season's end will receive free entry into our series next year. Driver we saw victorious in the Jack-O-Lantern 200 in October. The number 8 of Braxton DeWeese is now on the speedway. As do see that Octavio Rondaletto, of course, your series champion this year, is now at the top of the charts. First driver to get into the 29-second bracket. See what Braxton DeWeese has on lap number 1. Looks like a 30.245. That puts him 8th quick for the car number 8. Braxton DeWeese was a little bit faster. He goes third quick on his second lap with a 30.057. But to continue on with our standings, it looks like 17 of the 21 cars, actually 22 cars that are in the session have taken time to this point. But Octavio Rondaletto has a 46-point lead heading into tonight. Sean Smith, 71 points back. 78 points back is Zachary Murtis. Ty Dickinson is 82 points back in 5th. And just 8 points behind him is Scott Fritz. And 2 points behind Scott Fritz is Robert Puckett. That is your top 7 in the current standings. Jimbo Rooney is the only other driver inside the top 10 in the standings that is here this evening. And he's about 10 more points back from Robert Puckett. Let me disqualify myself. I went out there for a couple practice laps to see how the setup was. Octavia's asking about his penalties. No one has any penalties this evening, so he's all good to go. He ended up missing the drivers' meeting though because he had some connection issues, I saw. But without further ado, we'll get started with tonight's starting lineup here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I almost said the dirt track at Charlotte. Too used to having that racing at that track this week. But from the country of Argentina, the 48-year champion this season, Octavio Rondoletto goes from pole. And starting second, I'm probably going to butcher this pronouncing, but Peter, I don't even know. We're going to call him the 25 car tonight. He starts second. Third, Braxton DeWeese in the car 8. He is out of the state of Michigan. Aiden Schramm out of Gardner, Kansas in the 86 will go fourth. Fifth, Jared Mogar from New London, Minnesota. And William Owens out of Huntsville, Alabama will go sixth, currently second in the series standings. Kyle Hardy in the 35 out of Dorchester County, Maryland. And Joseph Trostowski will go from the 8th spot there. Ninth will be the 22 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, Curtis Griffin. And 10th out of Raleigh, North Carolina, the 77 of Sean Smith. 67 of Ty Dickinson out of Grindell, Iowa will go 11th. 12th will be the 148 of Scott Fritz. And Tommy D'Angelo will go from the 13th starting position to his outside from Lavaca, Arkansas, will be the 45 of Robert Puckett. And Jimbo Rooney out of Alps, New York in the 27 will go 15th. 16th will be the 57 of Corey Jefferson. 17th out of Illinois, Christopher Hibbs. Sacramento, California's Jordan Navarro in the 96 will go 18th. 19th will be Ryan Mason in car 29. 20th will be the 420 of Matthew Hobbs. I will not be out there, but I was scheduled to start 21st. And 22nd will be Jason Hughes in the 827. So 22 cars, 134 laps. Here we go in Concord, North Carolina. Looks like 20 of the 22 cars will be making the call. Octavia there gets a good push from the 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Of course, Octavia missed the race last time out. That Braxton DeWeese ended up winning at the Auto Club Speedway. Head side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Lap 1 of 134. Octavio Rondoletto, that beautiful rainbow-looking machine, will lead lap number 1. Braxton DeWeese still all over in there. These trucks at Charlotte put on a heck of a show. Expect to be side by side, changing lanes all night long. See Aiden Schramm there. He's looking to the inside of the 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Obviously still very long way to go in this one. Aiden Schramm there will take the 2nd spot when they get to the line. You should be able to clear him here as they get into 1 and 2. DeWeese going to come back at him on the outside. I would think he's going to let him go. It looks like Bogar and William Owens may follow suit. See Owens, he had a scare there. Went up the racetrack. He's got the American flag scheme there. Very nice scheme, number 30. This is sort of just stuck on the outside. It looks like Christopher Hibbs is going to take a trip down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane in the 25 car. Joseph Trostowski there in the West Virginia car. He is now running right outside the top 5. Kyle Hardy in 7th. I don't want to jinx him yet, but he he always gets himself caught up in trouble in these races, it seems like. Maybe tonight is his night. But, Sean Smith runs in 9th, and 10th currently is the 148 of Scott Fritz. Back up front, Octavio Rondoletto leading the pack. You almost would think it's Atlanta out here. Now Schramm is going to be stuck on the outside. We'll be able to tuck back in line behind him. It seems like the bottom side is definitely where you want to be until these tires start to go away. See about your set top, like 7 or 8 cars there, all single file in a line. All right, relatively the same line on the racetrack. That'll give us a chance here. Hopefully nothing happens up front, but we're going to take a look back here at the rest of the field. Corey Jefferson runs in the 11th spot. 12th is the 22 there at Curtis Griffin. And Ty Dickinson runs in the 67 car there in P13. Jordan Navarro missed qualifying. Dr. Pepper scheme tonight, though. He runs in 14th. Side-by-side battle back here between Jimbo Rooney and Tommy D'Angelo. They battle for the 15th spot on the speedway. Does not look like, at least according to the relative, that we're missing anything up front at the moment. Still running single file. Looks like Robert Puckett is down pit lane now, and Christopher Hibbs is currently, looks like he is out of the race as well. So we've already lost one of our 20 drivers that started the race. Obviously tied Robert Puckett, I believe, will now be going down 2 laps there in car 45. Mogart continues to stick his nose underneath the 87 of Schramm. See, this is one thing that always gets me about iRacing. So I put his number as 0 in the league, and iRacing does not like to consider 0 even a number. So that is why it will say on the scoring that he's 4, because even though I put him as 0, it does not like that. Kind of got to get into this run here to see what everyone's got once the tires go away. That's really going to be the telltale sign of what everyone has speed-wise. It's obviously qualifying, just pure pace to see how many people can save their tires. As the last couple races with these series, see a couple cars almost getting together back there. These races, we tend to have quite a few long green flag runs, especially everywhere but Daytona. Don't talk about Daytona, but I think that's what you expect you to do in a place like that. Speaking of Daytona, our Pavement Elite Series will head. I can't tell you the whole schedule, but the Daytona Duels in 2026 will happen on Wednesday, April 8th. And then we'll have the 3rd annual Daytona 250 on April 15th next year. As you can see there, Mogar now working slow and steady on Schramm, but we get our first 618 engraving and design caution flag of the night. It's like Curtis Griffin is the culprit. It's like he in the 20, him and Navarro got together there. Not really much contact, but enough to end up sending him around. Honestly, I think the 22 had it saved until it just kind of happened there. Like 96 was still going, and as he was trying to save it, just did not help the matter. Tough break there for the 22 of Curtis Griffin. Certainly was not malicious on the Jordan Navarro. I would like to think that was mainly kind of a racing incident. he got into him a little bit, but not anything over strenuous. They still see, I believe that's Robert Puckett still down on the pit lane. These drivers do not have a fast repair, so that's why you'll see some cars when they crash out need to sit down in pit lane. Chris Griffin and Robert Puckett currently the only two drivers down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. But Octavio Rondoletto still leads the race here, as I now do have a couple takers coming down pit lane. We have the 29 of Ryan Mason. And Petra here in the 53. He is now also coming down pit lane. See what he has to do for his. Yeah, Jordan Navarro says 110% not malicious. Looks like he just topping off on fuel. Certainly did not get tires in that time. But away he goes in car 53. Ryan Mason must have had some damage from something that happened earlier in the race, because I'm assuming that is the only reason that he would be still down on Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. I believe we should get the one to go signal here when pace car, gets to the line. That is correct. Lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We'll be coming back to it. We get double file back up. Well, 15 in. Still 119 laps left in tonight's RPES World Championships by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions finale. Sponsored, we had earlier tonight that we'd not get a chance to mention. Box, as always in 2025, presents our drivers meeting, and they will be back in 2026 as the presenting sponsor of the drivers meeting once again. We'll come back to the third-party gaming green flag when they get to the start zone here on the front stretch. Octavio Rondoletto has led them all from the drop of the green flag. Racing pace car takes a hard left-hand turn into the pit road. And Octavio's away. Gets a great jump there on the 86. Mogar is going to come right on through there in the 0 car as well. So it's Octavio, Mogar, and Truskowski. He had to explain to me how to pronounce his name earlier. I'm just not that great at pronouncing names. Aiden Schramm now has fell back to the 4th spot after not getting off the line as well as he would have liked. William Owen still runs in 5th, and 6th is Braxton DeWeese. See Scott Fritz, one of the first cars we've seen run the top side of Speedway tonight, and he's making some headway. He is now alongside the 8 of Braxton DeWeese as they head off into 3 and 4. William Owens kind of came up there, kind of blocked him a little bit. Fritz is going as high as he can go there in the 48 car. William Owens going up the block there. Huntsville, Alabama driver using his head. Now we got almost a blockade here. Mogar blocking almost both lanes. I don't know if he's trying to do that, but it kind of looks like it. Octavia's still out front. Mogar second, and then we got 𝐑𝐏𝐄𝐒 and Schramm side by side there for P3. Fritz now has worked his way by William Owens finally. Number 48 driver up to P5. Continues to be the only driver running the way high side here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mogar once again has caught your race leader Octavio Rondoletto. He's now all over the back bumper of that truck. Top four all Chevrolets right now. First Ford is that driver right there in fifth, Scott Fritz. Everyone kind of stacking up on top of one another now. Mogar's still falling right in Octavio's tire tracks. 𝐏𝐶 they're still not giving up on one another. Side by side now. Schramm takes a peek to the inside as they head into three. Both of them got to be careful as Fritz hasn't been able to gain on them as much as he did the others, but he's still right there, right up behind him. So he now takes a peek there to the outside. Schramm will give him space as they head off into 1 and 2. And now we got a battle for race lead. Octavio now has moved up to the top side of Speedway. He takes the lead back there. A little bit of a scare for Octavio, but still able to make it through as we see Scott Fritz. He goes spinning. I don't know if he just lost it or what happened there. And that'll bring out our second 618 engraving and design caution flag. Go back here and see exactly what transpired. Looks like the 86 just drifted up a little bit too much. And this ended up getting into the 46. I mean the 48, I mean. It doesn't appear Scott Fritz ever moved. I would say another one. It's not like it was like on purpose or anything, but just another tough break there for Scott Fritz. Doesn't look like we have any takers down pit road. Looks like maybe the 53 there of Petra is going to go down pit road here again. Looks like Jimbo Rooney is also coming down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. I'm sure the 53 just going to come down and get some fuel just as he did last time. Keeps on topping off. Unless he has damage, I feel he's definitely had to have gotten some tires this time, I feel like. Octavio still, I believe, led every single lap in car 48. Got Scott Fritz down pit lane now, as he is now a lap down, as he'll obviously have to repair that damage that he got from that incident. Robert Puckett is now back on the speedway, but he is currently 7 laps down. But he looks like he has gotten a wave around, virtue of iRacing. The only drivers that look like they are currently out of the session entirely is the 22 of Curtis Griffin and also Christopher Hibbs in the 125. So we still got 18 cars in competition to this point. Does look like Ryan Mason made it back off Dirt Series Motion's pit lane before he went a lap down. So he'll be able to come back and join the tail of the field as the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. I feel like in 2026, I need to make it my job to get someone to sponsor the iRacing pace car / truck. Someone out there needs to make that happen. We sold a sponsor for about everything else. I feel like that is just another thing that we need to do. But we'll come back to it here. Just over 100 laps left to go in this one yet. So we have had now 2 618 engraving and design caution flags this evening. Let's see if we can get a couple more laps in before we see another one here. This does look like Scott Fritz is going to make it back out in time. He will be a lap down, but only 1 lap. So that is a big break there. And he is going to be the only car that is 1 lap down out of the speedway. So maybe able to get that lap back very quickly if he doesn't go a lap down before the next caution. Octavio, though, is away, and he leads the field in turn 1 and 2 once again. You've seen once again the inside second place car does not get a good jump on these restarts. As now Truskowski there in the 18, he's now worked his way into P2, and obviously Octavio is going to have some great momentum off the corner, but he does get to his inside. They're almost even. He nearly led the first lap out of anyone but Octavio tonight. We saw Joseph be very fast back in May with the Heartland 200 at the Kansas Speedway. Of course, he has gotten a lot better in the 360 sprint cars as well, as he finished, I believe, 8th in the final standings in 2025. Even picked up a podium. But now it's Octavio, Joseph, Jared, and Braxton as your top 4. Currently our 5th still is the 86 after contact with Scott Fritz earlier on. William Owens runs 6th and 7th. 57 of Corey Jefferson. This is his 2nd start this week after running the big block modifieds on Tuesday night. Pretty good showing considering I don't even, he was talking to me today, he didn't know how fast he was going to be in these cars. P7 is nothing to be upset about, that is for sure. He's back up front. Mogar now has worked to the inside of 18. We'll see who will prevail here through the 3 and 4. We have seen the bottom line to be the preferred line to this point. Remember, all these drivers have yet to pit for tires or anything, so they are still on about 30-lap-old tires to this point. About as close as they can get, side drafting off one another as they go through 1 and 2. Mogar will slide up. Looks like he will take the spot away. So they do make slight contact there. Truskowski all over the back bumper of the 0 car. Mogar now solidifies himself into the 2nd position there, though. Braxton DeWeese has been patient, saving his tires, it almost seems like, in the background. And Aiden Stram just still keeping in touch with the top 4, but kind of the bridge between them and William Owens, as William Owens is about a 2nd back from Aiden Stram as well. And Jimbo Rooney right behind William Owens. As Jimbo Rooney, remember, he did go down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane, so he's got to have some new fresh tires, and that is why he definitely is picking them up and putting them down as he ran a 30.7 that last time by, which was a whole second faster than William Owens. As Mogar now, he was to the inside of Octavio though for a moment. Will he make anything work here as they go into 3 and 4? High side momentum. We have seen Octavio. He's been able to put his truck just about anywhere that he's wanted to go. Whether it's the top or the bottom, he's been able to put it there. Octavio has been a very tough driver to beat. So far this season, he won, I believe he finished 7th or 8th in the Daytona 250 back in March. And then he lost in a photo finish at the Rockingham Speedway in the NASCAR trucks. And then he picked up the win at Kansas Speedway in May. And pretty well dominated, led every single lap of the race back in September at Iowa. So we see Mogart once again. He continues to keep peeking his nose there off the corner too, but just not able to make anything work here in 3 and 4. Octavio just a little bit too strong in the 48 truck on the high side. Now we do see Braxton DeWeese. He is now working on the 18 truck. Truskowski, maybe his tires are going away slightly. Do see Jimbo Rooney in the background. Obviously we talked about he is brand new, fresh Goodyears. So he's about the fastest truck on the speedway to this point. He ran a 31.6 that last time by. Even Octavio Rondoletto is not running those lap times. Up now as we see Mogart, closest I think he has been to getting by the 48 of Octavio on this run. As we are now under 100 laps left in the Regal Promotions Esports 2025 season. Every time we see him get close, Octavio just seems to pull out a whole nother gear and pull on right on by him. Braxton now is going to try the outside here in car 8 as he continues his quest to pass the 18. Definitely tell tough to turn there, looks like, for the West Virginia machine. Braxton has now completed the pass. He'll be back up in the P3. Jimbo Rooney has started sort of slow, but maybe he was just kind of buying his time there in the Regal Promotions Esports team car. As he now has worked his way into P4, looks to make quick work of the 18 of Truskowski. He'll do just that. Now he sets his sights on Braxton DeWeese. Octavio Rondoletto has started to pull away up front. I mean, as much as he could. It's about the biggest lead I think we have seen him have all night. He's about 4/10 away now from the 0 car. Still got this battle. The draft is sort of keeping Truskowski in it at this point. Jimbo Rooney going to get a great run there off of 2. They will drag race now into 3. He should have the pass made here. Yes, he does. He comes up the racetrack, takes the line away, move the 27 up to P3. Braxton DeWeese is not going to give it up easy here in car 8 though. But looks like Rooney now has the spot, at least for now. Mogart is once again, he was about a little under 1/10 of a second faster last time around. It's now he's moved his line up to the top side, just about a lane or a half a lane lower than Octavio is currently running. Drivers are well into the fuel and tire run as we are now 40 laps in. Oh, just as I say that, we get our third 618 engraving and design caution flag. It's like Corey Jefferson and William Owens. As you see, they were 3 wide there with, I believe, what would be a lap car. Nope, that was actually a lead lap car as well of a Petra there. I think obviously the 53 had pitted on the last start, on last cautions. I believe that may have just been, he just had that much tires. He set himself in there. Oh, it looks like net coated into him. That's what happened. And you see when he gets there, even though they never touched, the kind of magical force field just pushed the 57 up into the 30. I'm sure the 30 is mad about it, but I mean, if you want to blame anyone, blame iRacing. Perhaps you could look at it. Maybe the 53 shouldn't have put the nose there, but obviously they're on fresh tires. They got to make the most they can of them as well. A lot of hard racing here tonight. Not really any over-the-top incidents, I would say. It does look like now we're going to get some takers down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. Everyone's coming down. Looks like everyone that is on the lead lap is going to make their way down pit road. It's like 2 cars stay out. Looks like the only 2 cars that stayed out on the speedway is Scott Fritz, because he's going to get his lap back. So he'll now be back on the lead lap after that skirmish earlier in the evening. Other than that, I believe everyone else, maybe him and Robert Puckett, the only 2 drivers that stayed out on the speedway. Obviously, everyone down pit lane will get 4 tires and fuel, and probably fill up on and get any damages that they have throughout the race taken care of while everyone else is in the pits. That way they will not go a lap down. At least here, compared to a lot of the tracks that we've had this season, you actually have some time on pit road to sit there and get some of your damages. Like, for example, like a racetrack like Bristol, you may have to go down pit road 3 separate times to be able to get all your damage fixed back up. Obviously, you see Robert Puckett there. He's obviously not the race leader. Obviously, I don't know what happened there, but Robert Puckett decided to take a left turn around the pace truck. I'm going to guess something happened with his wheel, because it sure looks like something that was definitely not on purpose. So certainly something had to have happened with his wheel to make that happen. Looks like maybe possibly one of the famous wheel disconnects that drivers love to tell me happen when they wreck people. Lights are still on the iRacing pace truck, so I believe the caution is still delayed due to the incident that happened there in front of the pace truck with Robert Puckett, so I'm sure it delayed the green. But that'll give us a moment here to discuss a couple of future things that are coming up. Our next, we have no more races here in 2025, but on Sunday, December 7th, live right here, we'll have our 2025 RPES award show. We'll talk to a lot of our champions and kind of recap everything that happened here in 2025. That'll start at 7 p.m. Eastern at night. We'll probably do it about 2 hours. The famous Benjamin Wirt will finally join me for one of those shows. He's been putting it off and procrastinating all year long. For those of you that don't know, Benjamin Wirt is my best friend and also the person that does the race control at a lot of these events when I have to broadcast. And then in January, beginning January 5th, we will be expanding to Rocket League with Season 1 of our RPES Supersonic Series. It'll be a 3v3, it'll be a 4-week regular season. And then we'll have our 2 weeks of playoffs. Those will be live on third-party gaming. It's free to enter, and we'll have 3 different divisions based on your rank. So regardless if you're the best player or one of the worst players, you'll be playing against people that are relatively the same skill level as you. If you want to join, make sure to follow us on Facebook and keep your eye out for what's next. Pace car takes the left-hand turn into pit lane, and here we go, back underway here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Octavio takes us to the third-party gaming green flag. Octavio takes us down inside. I would think we are going to see a similar type line that we did earlier on, but I could be wrong. As now they have fresh tires, so I would think they're going to be back to the bottom, sort of like we saw earlier in the event. Track obviously has changed though. More rubber has been laid down, and track temperatures are always changing on the speedway throughout the race. As on the first couple of laps of these runs, you can't go full throttle, I would say, but you can go pretty close. But you got to be careful not to burn up your tires as well. Petra here in 25/53, whatever you want to call it. He's kind of made a rebound after being involved in an incident very early on in the race. He's now up to P5 again. He is one of the newcomers there in the Premier Racing Setups number 53 car. He also went down pit lane that last time, even though he had pitted before. So now we see Truskowski there in 18, looking to the inside of Mogar again. These drivers seem to be nearly identical in race speed. As he takes a pretty command, he drove that one in hard and just grabbed that spot from the heavens and took it. See, he's now all over the back of the 48 of Octavio. He's going to try to cut down the racetrack. We'll see what comes out of this. No driver has been able to take the top spot away from Octavio yet. One of my cats, Eden over here, is deciding he needs to yell at me in the middle of the broadcast. What do you want? Like, this cat can never decide if he wants to be held, pet, needs food. He can never make up his mind. But one thing we know for sure is that Octavio Rondoletto leads laps. Newcomer in the top 4 now. We got Kyle Hardy as Mokar has started to fall back there in car 0. Kyle Hardy, this is about the farthest I think he has made it in an RPES event without being involved in an incident. Jordan Navarro there in the Dr. Pepper machine. He's bringing Scott Fritz back to the front. Obviously, Scott Fritz, involved in that incident earlier, was Aiden Schramm. Now he's back in front of him after being a lap down. William Owens there, he just came off pit road, or he was losing it off the corner. I believe he's come off pit road. as he is. He is 7 laps down, so he's made his way back onto the speedway, right here into the thick of it. I just had to quote the Backyardigans when I had a chance. As Jared Mogard now is going to make it past him. As back up front, 𝐏𝐿𝐶, he currently had the lead there for a moment. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 is going to have a big head of steam off the corner, though. He'll take the spot back. 18, he's doing all he can to be able to dethrone the 48 from the race lead, but is not able to do it, though. I wonder if he's been able to, if he has a shot here to maybe make 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 use up the tires that he has and give one of these other drivers a chance. You see Jordan Navarro, he runs in 5th. He's kind of leading the second half of the pack. Kind of ignore the 30 car of William Owens. He's on fresh tires, but he is 7 laps down, so he's not really part of the battle. But none of the fact, he can do whatever he pleases as long as he doesn't crash anybody. Of course, William Owens, he's fighting for every point he can get as well. Since he is the currently second in points, and Sean Smith, who is running the 10th spot, would obviously gain quite a bit of points on him if he were to DNF this evening. But it's 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 Rondeletto, Joseph Truskowski, Braxton DeWeese runs in the 3rd spot. As we do see William Owens, he's going to make short work here of both your top 2 drivers. He's got to be careful, though. He doesn't really want to impede the battles that are happening. Formula 1 style blue flags, maybe reminisce of that. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢, he's going to fight. He's at the fight to lead this lap. They're beating and banging like it's the last lap. I do believe the 18 finally led a lap. So after 56 laps, someone else has finally taken the lead, at least for a moment. They're fighting tooth and nail for that top spot. We got 18 and 48. It is good to be an 8 car because the top 3 all have 8s in their numbers. I think 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 should have it here at the line this time. Yep, he did. He led it by 5/1000ths of a second. Still side by side for the race lead. Once again, we're going to see what happens here in 3 and 4. Truskowski, man, West Virginia doing them proud. Throws a dirt series slide job right there through the corner, takes the spot away. He finally wrestles the top spot away, at least for the moment. Now that's going to allow Braxton DeWeese to throw his hand into the battle. And William Owens might pass them all because he's got fresh tires. Another reminder, 30 car is not really in this race. I mean, he's technically in the race, but he's not battling for the race lead. So he's got to be careful trying to pass these cars, but obviously he needs to get around them to be able to get to cars that that are actually for position for him. Hopefully the 18 actually realizes that. He now lets the 30 go. And Braxton DeWeese has now got by 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢. Wonder if 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 just used up a little bit too much of his stuff, or if he's trying to save, knowing that he's now lost the clean air out front. Braxton DeWeese now is looking for the race lead. He's going to go to the outside of the 18. So just as we thought we weren't going to have a battle for the race lead anymore, here comes another car to be a challenger. Cockpit here with Braxton DeWeese as he battles for the race lead. They're still side by side as they head off into 1 and 2 once again. We're near the halfway point in this one. See Kyle Hardy, he's also in the background. Jared Mogar has worked his way back up there. So top 5 drivers have really broken away from the rest of the field. They're about a second and a half ahead of 6th place Aiden Schramm. Braxton DeWeese is now taking the race lead there in car 8. So we get a 3rd new race leader of the race. 𝐏𝐸𝐞𝐬 is there in 2nd place. 3rd Octavio as he's now headed back up to the top shelf. Mogar in the 0 runs 4th, and 35 of Kyle Hardy. Aiden Schramm runs 6th. 7th is Scott Fritz. 8th Jordan Navarro, and the 53 there is working on him for P8 at the moment. So he runs side by side into the quad oval. Back up front, Octavio now is looking at 18-48 once again, trying to continue their battle for the now for the 2nd spot. As Mogar gives Octavio a big push into the corner, pushes him out. Octavio should have the 2nd spot well in hand once they get off turn 4. 18 and the 0 there make contact. He's going to do it for Dale through the grass, but he will now fall back to 4th. Kyle Hardy now smells blood in the water. He is now going to be working on 18 here very shortly. While up front, biggest race lead we have seen, half a second, which honestly isn't much, but it is the biggest race lead we have seen. Braxton DeWeese has it right now. Mogar and Rondoletto. I tell you what, these top 5 drivers are well the class of the field at this point of the race. Still over half of this one left though. Many things could happen. We saw last night in the 360 Sprint Car Series, 2 drivers took each other out, battled for the race lead with 2 laps to go, and we had a winner that was just sitting back in 6th. All of a sudden was in the race lead and ended up winning the race. You see that now Jared Mogar has at least momentarily P2 away from Octavio. Both of those drivers are now starting to kind of work together almost to reel your race leader Braxton DeWeese back in. 𝐏𝐸𝐞𝐬, he is now falling back quite considerably from your top 3 drivers. I think Kyle Hardy is about a second back from him. '53 and '86 here doing battle for the 6th spot. Looks like the 53 is going to make quick work of the 86 as he cuts down and he takes the spot away. The 25 of the P6. Aiden Schramm there in the 86 does have the 618 engraving and design fastest lap of the event with a 30.352. Only 2 other drivers have actually ran in the 30.3s in this race. The 18 and Joseph Truskowski being one of them, and the other one actually Ty Dickinson, who runs in the 12th spot. We haven't really talked much about him, but obviously he has some speed in that 67 truck. Now Braxton DeWeese up in the race lead. And Jared Mogar there on board with him. He is chasing him down as they have both pulled away from Octavio. Octavio really falling back now, about 7/10 back from your lead duo. He is following that blue line around the speedway, and then Braxton Deweese sort of running the middle side of the track at the moment. As we talked about earlier, it's only the second time the Pavement Elite Series has taken to America's Home for racing. We came here last year on May 28th. It was our inaugural NASCAR money race that we ever did. Zachary Murtis in the pit stop TV car ended up picking up the win. On the last couple laps, actually, if Rocky Boyd pretty much dominated that race. That was the Victory Fuel 125, so a considerably shorter event than this one. As Mogar continues to track down, is not able to make any headway. Octavio has reeled him back in a little bit, but not much more than a 10th. Speaking of Charlotte, though, in the Pavement Elite Series, next year we will be using solely just the NASCAR Xfinity cars next year. We had a poll earlier this year with our Pavement Elite Series drivers, and that is what they decided to go with. So we'll race with the NASCAR Xfinity cars or O'Reilly Series cars. Got to remember that they changed the sponsorship for 2026. As they put a lap down here on Ryan Mason as they continue their battle for the race lead. And also, our season will end once again at Charlotte next year. We will be running the longest race that we have ever ran for the NASCAR or any of our Pavement Elite Series events. Will be a new crown jewel event. Will be the World 300. We'll run 300 miles here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway to cap off 2026 season. These drivers continue to match lap times, though. They keep flip-flopping back and forth of which one's faster each time around. That time, Jarrett Mogar was about 0.05 of a second faster than Braxton Deweese. And Octavio was actually faster than both of them last time around. Fastest car on the racetrack was actually this man, a 53. He ran a 32.134. That was about a 1/10 and a half faster than anyone else. As we are now working on lap 78 of 134. Remember, these drivers pitted about lap 42, so we are getting close to that point in time where pit stops are going to become a factor, especially towards, say, about lap 90 to 100. If we don't get a 618 engraving and design caution flag, I think you can expect these drivers to start heading down the pit lane. Now, we saw William Owens earlier with fresh tires passing these guys. Now they're going to return the favor and pass him right back. So William Owens is 6 laps down right now, about to go 7 laps down as Mogar sees his chance. He may try to make it 3 wide here as they go off at 3 and 4. Deweese very careful there, able to get down on the bottom side and clear Mogar and make the nice and easy pass past the 30 of William Owens. It does appear that Kyle Hardy, who was running in the 5th spot, has made his way down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane, make his pit stop. So he is now a lap down on the timing tower there on the left side. But only until pit stops really cycle through will we know where he will actually cycle out. As at this point, he should be pretty close on fuel. Whether or not he can make it, I am sure we will get one more caution before the race is out. 𝐿𝐷𝐿, though, able to, we've seen even with Octavio earlier in the race, he always seems to be able to get the best run out of about anyone off of turn 2. Always able to peek the nose underneath them. Just not able to be near as good through 3 and 4. It definitely seems that's where the Zero car struggles. Now 𝐿𝐷𝐿 has now worked his way to the top side. He may be able to have enough run here, as he is to the inside of 𝐷eWiese as they head off into 3 and 4. Made the smart move there to move up, and it may give him a chance here to, at least a fighter's chance of getting the top spot. Is now going to be even at the line. 𝐷eWiese will still lead the lap. 𝐿𝐷𝐿 now is going to be trapped on the inside. He's going to have to make that inside line work to his advantage. 𝐷eWiese still going to have that high side momentum out the corner, though, as 𝐿𝐷𝐿 will have to fall back in line. Just not able to clear him. He seems like he has the speed, but just not enough. Octavio still lurking in the background, about 7/10 back from your race leader. So he's just now passing William Owens. A couple other cars have now made their way down pit lane. Scott Fritz has also made his pit stop, it appears. Looks like Jordan Navarro also going down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. We still continue to watch this war that has been raging for what feels like at least 20 laps at this point. As 𝐿𝐷𝐿 looks to his inside once again off of 3 and 4. Just seems like if he's going to be able to make the pass work, he's going to have to really get a great run off of 3 and 4, or be able to run the top side in 1 and 2 and be able to get to his inside going into 3 and 4. Then he's got to be able to get a good enough run up the top side to be fully alongside him. I feel like entering the corner. See, he's about as close as he's been, at least to his back bumper there. He just cannot clear him off the corner. It's got to be so frustrating for the driver, the number 0. Also the case, though, all these drivers know that they need to make at least one more pit stop yet to make it on fuel. So they still have time to make that pass, but obviously everyone wants to lead every single lap. He leads over 𝐿𝐷𝐿. Octavio still runs the 3rd spot, 7/10 back. 𝐐𝐥𝐢 now has company in the form of the 53 car. As Peter there really has it's been one of the faster trucks on the speedway, as he's going to make quick work here of 𝐐𝐥𝐢. So he now moves up to P4. He's still got a long way to go, though. He's a little under 3 seconds back from even Octavio to this point. 𝐿𝐷𝐿 still peeking to the inside there. Just cannot make his way by the 8 machine. 𝐿𝐷𝐿, this is maybe his best shot here as they head off into 3 and 4. 𝐿𝐷𝐿 at least momentarily has the race lead. Now Kyle Hardy's coming up on. Remember, he already made his way to Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. But 𝐿𝐷𝐿 will now take the lead as Braxton 𝐷eWiese got into the wall there. There was no contact made, but nearly contact. 35 would just come up so fast there. So he's got fresh tires on his car. So he's already made his pit stop. Tommy D'Angelo also down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. Looks like you're, other than Kyle Hardy, your next driver that's going to pass these cars will be the 48 of Scott Fritz, as he's another driver has already made his pit stop. I would expect to see your top trio here to make their way down pit lane any lap now. It does seem like a green flag pit stop is going to be a must. I'll mention one bonus here. I feel like it's kind of in hand with the way this race is going, how close the racing has been. Each event we do the last lap pass bonus, $5, courtesy of F&D Awareness. If any driver is able to make a last lap pass and win the race, they will receive $5 courtesy of F&D Awareness. There's been multiple times we've had to hand that out this year. And also a new thing that was Ty Dickinson came up with yesterday actually was we're going to do a F&D Awareness RPES Driver of the Year. Me and a couple of our league admins and our trusted drivers are going to make a decision based on the driver we think is the one of the best kind of sportsmanship, but also has a pretty good on-track results as well to embody who would be the driver of the year. That'll be announced during our award show on December 7th. Mogart now is starting to stretch out his race lead in the zero car. Braxton DeWeese now has company in the form of Octavio Rondaletto. 53 runs in the 4th spot. Truskowski now makes his pit stop from P5. Aiden Schramm runs in the 6th spot. A little ways back from your top 4. Sean Smith also making his way down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. Kyle Hardy, we already talked about him. He passed leaders a couple laps ago. As now Braxton DeWeese is going to make his way down the pit lane. Sure, 4 tires and fuel for the 8 machine. So now we are finally seeing these drivers making their way down pit lanes. We're just under 40 laps left. It is finally getting to crunch time here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yep, both the top 2 are going to stay out yet. So that is Scott Fritz, who you see in the background. He is a lap down as he's already made his pit stop as well. He looks to unlap himself from these drivers. Kyle Hardy. Looks like he did come out in front of Braxton DeWeese actually, but we get a caution flag. So honestly, a lot of these drivers are not going to be trapped a lap down. Exactly what they did not want to see. Trying to see exactly what happened here. Oh, it looks like Sean Smith was definitely involved here. Sean Smith coming off a pit lane, comes up onto the racetrack. Doesn't look like he did anything egregious there. The 23 kind of a D'Angelo kind of makes an abrasive move, and I think at the same time the 29 was coming down the racetrack. They make contact, and that sends the 23 back down the racetrack to the 77, and they just all get sent around. It looks like everyone else was able to go unscathed, but kind of just a kind of overcorrection there from the 23 and kind of resulted in a couple other cars being involved in incidents. Sean Smith still stayed out on the racetrack though, so he must think that his damage might not be that too bad at least. As now, obviously, a lot of these drivers are going to have to stay out. As Mogar and Octavio, I believe, were really the only two drivers that, other than like a couple at the back here, like Jimbo Rooney, that actually was in the lead lap. Of course, Kyle Hardy, since he pitted early, kind of worked out for him, even though the caution came out there. He's able to come down and get tires now while he's still in the lead lap. Unlike Braxton DeWeese, Aiden Schramm, and a couple of these other drivers are trapped a lap down. Because now they're going to have to get their wave around here. The good news is they'll get their lap back, and they've already made their pit stop. But bad news is they lose all the track position that they had originally. So Truskowski and DeWeese and Schramm, those drivers have been in the top 5 for well over half the night. Now they're going to have to see how their trucks can handle back in the traffic. Does look like Octavio was able to beat Mogar off the pit lane. So he should be... He should really be the, I would think at least, the provisional leader of this race when we go back racing. Everyone else should be getting wave rounds around the pace car. I almost said pace truck again. Yes, everyone will be now going around the pace car. As we go lights out here. We'll have 35 laps left when we get to the start zone, when they get there on the front stretch once again. Few sponsors we have not gotten to mention, as we've really had no breaks in the action tonight. Qualifying order was brought to you by Showman Shots Photography, which is actually one of Octavio Rondoletto's businesses that he does. He takes a lot of photos for different cars and leagues as well. 4 wide salute. We didn't get to do it tonight since I was not able to do any of the adminning duties like usual, but that is always brought to you by Victory Fuel. The Hard Charger driver advances the most spots in tonight's race will receive a free setup pack courtesy of Twisted Speed. And the Mr. Clean Driver Award, the driver that has the least amount of incident points, is brought to you by Triple Motors. A free entry into the series in 2026. And lastly, the Derek's Action Photos Team Championship, which I believe actually might go to Regal Promotions Esports, so I may get the first trophy I've ever gotten. But we're back underway with Octavio Rondoletto and Mogar leading the field into Turn 1. I believe that was the 29er Ryan Mason that was making their way out the pit lane, but we get a quick caution here. Looks like maybe Jordan Navarro. So not one of the not what the Dr. Pepper machine wanted. We got a couple car. I don't know what happened. We got a stack up. It looked like. Does appear up. We already had cars around there going to 1, so we had all kinds of trouble. Does look like Jimbo Rooney was at least one of the cars originally involved in this one here. I think yeah, Scott Fritz kind of had his nose there, and Rooney came down. I don't know if the spotter just didn't tell him he was there or what happened, but he ends up turning himself on the 48. Luckily for Scott Fritz, he was able to save it, but another tough break for Sean Smith, as he just has nowhere to go. But it looks like everyone else was able to get away without any significant problems. So good news for everyone but Jimbo Rooney and Sean Smith. Looks like Truskowski And Navarro and I believe Kyle Hardy are also all going to be coming down. Oh, that's not Kyle Hardy. I thought it was, but Tommy D'Angelo is one of the drivers up here. Oh, it was William Owens. And I believe the 8 of Braxton DeWeese also coming down pit lane. This will be their last set of tires if they do take it. As they have 4 total sets of tires in a majority of our events in tonight. So they have 3 sets in the pit area, so they can only pit for tires 3 separate times, at least to get a fresh set of tires, that is. That way drivers can't just come down pit lane and pit every single time necessarily. I like to give enough sets to be able to make a normal amount of pit stops, but also make it so drivers have to save their tires to a degree to make the race interesting. I think we should have the lights out on the iRacing pace car. And we do. So we'll get back underway with 31 laps left in the 2025 season. See, the fact that the field kind of dwindles out by the end, it's a good and a bad thing. I always see it as it's due to the lack of having a fast repair. It diminishes the amount of cautions you have, but it also does take certain drivers out that sometimes just have nowhere to go. But that is the nature of racing. Sometimes you have good luck, sometimes you have bad luck. We still have 15 cars out there running though to this point. Not bad for making it over 100 laps into this event. As I spoke on earlier, Kyle Hardy, this is the most laps he's probably ever finished in a Reigel Promotions Esports, at least definitely with the Pavement Elite Series. He just always ends up getting caught up in something. Octavio once again leads us back to the third-party gaming green flag. Rondolino, Mugar, and Hardy. That is your top 3. Petra there in the 20. Well, I always want to say the 25, but the 53 truck out there. 140 of Scott Fritz. That is your top 5 at this moment. Mogar coming at him. He's not letting Octavio get away on this start. He knows it's go time now, as we have just 30 laps left. He will take the race lead. He may have it here out of the corner, and he will. Mogar to the front, looking strong out front. Kyle Hardy and the 53 car there, side by side, banging doors. Kyle Hardy setting around the outside. He may be able to get right by Octavio as well. Well, Sean Smith in the background. He just about lost the back end, was able to corral it back in though. Scott Fritz, we have seen him pretty well married to the top when he's been at the front at least. He'll also make his way around Octavio. Octavio's going to fight back on the inside, but he gives up the spot. Truskowski now in 18. Looks like he's going to continue the train there on the 48 of Octavio. Truskowski almost got into the Octavio though as they entered the corner. He's able to make it to fourth, so Octavio race the lead to fifth here in the first couple laps after the restart. If any of your fans are looking to see what the point system is for our races, it's $50 points to win a race. That's 45 for second. Third is 42, and then it keeps on going down by it goes down 3 points to 39 for fourth, and it's down 2 points to fifth, 37. It keeps on going down by 2 points per position until we get to 20th, and then it goes down, which 20th is 22 points, and then it goes down by 1 to continue to keep going down after that. And then we have a bonus point for fastest lap, most laps led, and the hard charger in each of our events. Qualifying also awards points. The top 10 receive points. It's just like stage points in NASCAR, 10, 9, 8, and so on. So now you are all caught up on how the Reigel Promotions Esports Pavement Elite Series scores points. Kyle Hardy looking strong there in the 35 machine. Driver out of the state of Maryland. So I pull up my stats spreadsheet here and see what Kyle Hardy's best career finish. He has 3 starts. Best finish is a 12th. So he's looking to more than improve that tonight. Scott Fritz looking to the outside in the 48. Mogar still leads out front though. Your top 3 are starting to break away from Truskowski. Octavio leads the second half of the pack over the 53. Braxton DeWeese, after making his pit stop last time, he is now working his way back up. Obviously, a little bit fresher tires, not a whole lot, but a little bit of fresher tires than your top couple cars. And obviously, he has the speed to lead the pack. Braxton DeWeese, as we spoke upon earlier, was the race winner the last time out when we took to the Auto Club Speedway in the Jack-O-Lantern 200. And there's Ty Dickinson there in the nearly all black 67 truck. He's sitting 5th in points coming to tonight. 8th place finish, I believe, should solidify that for him. And Jordan Navarro runs in 9th in the Dr. Pepper machine. And 10th, kind of running all by his lonesome. The final car on the lead lap right now is the 86 of Aiden Schramm. He has been quite impressive in his starts with the Pavement Elite Series. In 3 starts, he has one top 5 and 1 top 10. His best effort was a 5th place finish, which I believe was at the Kansas Speedway back in May. As he led quite a few laps, especially in the first half of that event. Continues to get better and better each time we see him out on the track with the series. Coming to 20 to go here at the line for Mogar. Mogar now has never won with the Pavement Elite Series, as we've only seen him, I believe, either once or twice with the series. We've seen him once. He finished 10th back at Kansas. Another driver, he was up front in that one with Aiden Schramm. Octavio Rondeletto, when he won at Iowa Speedway back in September, became the first driver to ever become a repeat winner, as in 9 NASCAR events that we've ever held, we've had 8 different winners. Octavio Rondeletto won at Kansas and Iowa this year. Andrew Halloran was the first ever winner He won the Daytona 250 in 2024. And then many drivers have picked up one win, but no one other than Octavio has ever been able to win more than once, which is pretty incredible for a series that has now this is its 10th career event. Mogar continues to lead out front in the 0 car. Tommy D'Angelo, look, he's spinning the tires in place in pit lane there for a second when I first clicked on him. Drivers we didn't really look at here. Sean Smith is a lap down after being involved in 2 quick incidents. I don't believe he has missed a single race this season. He's been one of our most loyal drivers throughout the year. I believe he was right outside the top 5 in points. He may be able to sneak in, and that's definitely what he's trying to do. If he can sneak into the top 10, he should have a good shot at solidifying a spot in the top 5. Aiden Schramm now continues to keep falling back here, it seems, from the rest of the pack. He must have something amiss on that machine. Ryan Mason is still out there running, and 13th car that is on the track right now, at least, that is not in the pit lane, is William Owens, as he's had a very, very tough evening in that car 30. Mogar still leading the way over Kyle Hardy. Scott Fritz starting to fall back into the clutches now as Octavio and Truskowski are starting to come to life. They just cannot keep off each other, though. They continue to get together each and every time they get into the corner. Scott Fritz, though, gets into the wall as now 53 comes at the racetrack. They make contact. Everyone keeps it going for now. I believe the 53 slid off into the infield, and he did. No caution flag yet, though. He's going to keep it going, maybe? No, we're going to get a 618 engraving and design caution flag. Tough going there. Looks like we'll have to get a better angle of this. 53 comes up the racetrack here. 18 was also coming down the track. I think that's kind of what starts it. 18 comes down. Yeah, 18 starting to come down the track. 53 had nowhere to go, and then kind of 48 is kind of an innocent bystander. I feel like after they get together, it just all sort of kind of went out of proportions. Not really any coming back from that. 53 slides through the infield. Good news for them. They'll still be on the lead lap. Bad news is they're going to have to now start outside the top 10 after all the incidents happen. We're only going to have about 10 laps to go when we get back to it. I do believe the 53 may have a set of tires left, though. So if they choose to go down pit lane, they might be able to go down pit lane and get a brand new fresh set of tires. And obviously they're going to have quite a bit, considerably better tires than everyone else out there. Interesting to see what happens here. The 0 and 48. Looks like Kyle Hardy stays out. And I believe Scott Fritz also stays out. And Sean Smith does too. Sean Smith obviously is a lap down. But he'll get his lap back now, as I believe he'll be the lucky dog. Drivers behind him, though, I don't think they're going to get a wave around, so they will be stuck a lap down. Jordan Navarro now will be in third, as he is on the lead lap. And I believe Ty Dickinson also stayed out. So 4 drivers on the lead lap have stayed out on the speedway. Obviously, Scott Fritz, you can tell that machine is it has seen better days, especially after just being involved in that last incident. But we're going to see if new tires or old tires are what's going to win this race here. Once again, we only have 10 laps left, but it's going to be kind of an all-out war Obviously 10 laps, if you got a fresh set in the pits, you do not have to save them anymore. You can go as hard as you want for 10 laps. Obviously these guys up front, they have a tad bit older tires, so they're going to be considerably slower than the drivers that have just pitted. After this race, we will get a word with the top 3 and the series champion 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢, if he doesn't finish in the top 3, that is. If not, obviously we'll just do 3 interviews since he'll already be in the top 3 if that does happen. As this is race 97 of the year that we have done as a whole as a league. And race 174 all time. So we're well on our way to pass 200 races in the lifetime of Reigel Promotions Esports in 2026. Also, don't forget, I know it's dirt racing, but Benjamin Wharton and I are going to be on race control, as I've been appointed kind of like the series director role of Dirt Car Esports. We are making a return, first time since I believe 2022. And we're having 360 sprint cars at the dirt track at Charlotte on December 9th through the 11th. $500 to win, and $25 even just to start the main event. And all of it we broadcasted live on the Dirt Car YouTube channel and Twitch. So if you're not able to race, make sure you tune into the broadcast. It's Kyle Hardy and Scott Fritz side by side will lead us into the start zone with just 10 laps remaining in the season. Both drivers looking for their first career wins. Kyle Hardy gets a great jump there in the 35 truck. As Braxton DeWeese gets sent into the outside wall. We stay green though, but obviously that truck, he is well out of the race now in the 8 truck. Definitely has some serious damage. That takes the 8 of Braxton DeWeese out of contention. This is going to get pretty wild here. So now we're 3 wide in the middle of the pack. These trucks are slower drivers. About came 4 wide. There did not. Navarro got into the 18. 18 keeps it going. We are still staying green. So we are now 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, Kyle Hardy gets put into the wall there as they run 3 wide for the race lead. Some contact happened there with Scott Fritz, but did not see quite what happened. But now we got the 25 of Petra. I'm still questioning how I try to pronounce his name. But nonetheless, he is out front in car 53. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 now in the 2nd spot, and Jared Mogar in 3rd. So we see a new face at the front, but definitely 2 very familiar cars that we've seen all race long. And Aiden Schramm runs back and forth, and Sean Smith, kind of out of nowhere, is now running in the 5th spot in the 77. As they made slight contact as Schramm tried to close the door on him. Sean Smith now side by side as they'll now enter into 1 and 2. 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 just ran the fastest lap of the race. He is coming. He is on his way trying to pass the 53. So we now are in the very closing stages of this one. We have 6 laps to go when they get to the finish line. So as 𝐒𝐞𝐫𝐢 now going to look to the inside. We've seen how tough it is to make a pass when you're not on the top lane, but this is a little bit different because all these drivers have fast, fresh tires, so they can kind of push as hard as they want, and they can really hook the inside line. It's side by side about as close as it gets here through 3 and 4. Mogar kind of looking, kind of hoping maybe they'll get together. He can kind of pick up the pieces. If you're Mogar, what do? You can almost kind of be like waiting there because there's not really anywhere to go. You don't want to force it 3 wide, but you might have to. Bogart trying to put his hand into the battle without causing any really issues here. Now Octavio and Bogart make slight contact. They're going to lose a little ground on the 53 truck. But it's still side by side. Octavio gets into the grass momentarily there. Can the newcomer of Smetana? I think that's correct. Can he hold on here for his first career win in his first career start as Mogar and Octavio almost make contact with each other once again? They're still ranked side by side for the second spot. Sean Smith was able to make the pass there on Aiden Schramm for the 4th spot, but he has not been able to really reel in your race leaders ever since then. Sean Smith actually ran it the same exact lap time that Octavio did that last time around. As now Mogar has now worked his way into the 2nd spot. So 2 drivers in the top 2 spots, both looking for their first career win. So we got some almost corner cutting there as the Zero had to make evasive action. As he's now side by side with the 53 truck. He almost has him cleared off the corner, but not quite. We'll come into the white flag this time. Just a lap and a quarter left in this one. Not quite. He's going to have to come up right in front of Octavio. Octavio almost has to get on the brakes there as much as he can with 1 lap to go in this one. Who is going to do it? We got a 3-car battle on the last lap here at Charlotte. Mogar is going to go for it. He is thinking about it. He's going to send it as much as he can through 3 and 4. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Got Octavio running the top side up there. He's going to cross Mogar over, but it's going to be Smetana getting the win here in the 53 truck over Mogar and Rondoletto. That is your top 3. We will get a word with them. Your top 3 separated by just over a 1/10 of a second. I'll tell you, that was a pretty good race. Like, they were really, there was a battle for the race lead or within the top 5 pretty much all 134 laps. But with that said, here is your final results of the final night of racing in 2025 with the RPES World Championships by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. Smetana there in the 53/25 truck picks up the win. And Jared Mogar in the 0 truck finishes second. Just a little over 9/100ths of a second separating those 2 trucks at the line. Octavio Rondoletto picks up the championship and P3 tonight. We'll go with the word with those 3 in a minute. Sean Smith picks up what I believe is his best career finish in the 77 truck with the 4th place. Aiden Schramm ties his career best finish with a 5th place finish after having some struggles there in the early going, so definitely a great recovery drive out of the 86. Joseph Truskowski in the 18 finishes 6th. 7th was the 96 of Jordan Navarro. Ty Dickinson finished right behind his fellow Sweet Tea Gang brethren. Finishes 8th. Scott Fritz, after that contact, did not quite see it, but he finished 9th. Ryan Mason in his debut finishes rounding out the top 10. 11th was William Owens. 12th, Kyle Hardy. 13th, Braxton DeWeese. 14th, Jimbo Rooney. 15th, Tommy D'Angelo. Jason Hughes in the finish 16th. 17th, Corey Jefferson. 18th, the legend Robert Puckett. 19th, Curtis Griffin. And 20th, Christopher Hibbs in the 125. All right, we'll see if any of our 3 drivers are in the broadcast waiting room waiting for a interview. I see everyone but our race winner, so we may end up interviewing our second and third place drivers first. Just trying to get the 53 truck in frame, so when we do interview him, we could see him. We do not see Smetana in the broadcast waiting room, so we'll get a word with your champion this year and third place finisher Octavio Rondoletto first. Hey Octavio, how you doing?
Hey, Andrew.
Well, just a little bit too short tonight. Weren't able to get the job done, but you did more than well clinch the championship. What else do you think you could have done there at the end?
Oh, I just try to be clean. um, with Peter and Jared, I mean, I had the championship on my hand, and a win will be better, even better. But anyways, it was a great finish. I had fun all season, and yeah, I could have waited a little more to just to have better tires than him, and don't let Jared attack me. I think I was too confident on the inside, and I forgot about how Jared could pass me on the outside, pushing Peter. But uh, anyways, it's a third place. It's a great finish for the championship, and I'm extremely happy.
Yeah, definitely third place is definitely not anything to hang your hat on. And I mean, also, did you think your car performed better on the short runs or the long runs?
Well, it was different in the beginning of the race because with the track clean, I felt better. I think I had the best. I mean, the best front end than everybody, and in the second part of the race, I struggled too much with tight on entry and loose on exit. I think it's my way to drive it. Not my best track, but I did everything I could. In the last moment, in the last stint, I tried to wait and push later, like Braxton or Jerry did in the second stint. It worked until the caution came out, and that completely destroyed the strategy. And always 3 laps or 5 laps in the end is a great show, and it's time to push. Nothing, nothing else.
Well, I appreciate you running with us all year long, and obviously, congrats on the championship. And we'll hope to see you again in 2026. Is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, 100% to you guys, you Andrew for making this league and all you do. I really enjoyed the season. It's a great place to show up your skills with many different configurations, many different cars and tracks, and that's great because you have to be uh, a great driver to manage every situation. People is really clean, and that's great right now on iRacing compared to officials, and uh, you have a great time being here. And yes, 100. I want to thank my family, my teams, Byte 500 and Flaming Karma Racing, for putting me here. Well, congratulations to my rivals. Thank you, Colino, Performance Products, Formula Sim, Data Pro, Atlético Rafaela, Flaming Karma Paint Shop, and Navy Show Coffee. And well, my teammates and my family that see me every race.
Well, I hope to see you again when we start back up in April in 2026.
I'll be there, Andrew, and yes, it was a great year for me, and I will be there 100%.
All right, that was your third place finisher and your 2025 RPES Pavement Elite Series champion, Octavio Rondeletto. Does not look like Peter is going to be joining us, the race winner tonight, but we do look like we're going to get a word with your second place finisher, Jared Mogar. Hey, Jared, how you doing?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Uh, Obviously just so close, just weren't able to make the pass. I gotta say, how frustrating was it, especially the middle part of the race, just not being able to get by Braxton DeWeese? I felt like that had to be so frustrating.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I yeah, a little bit. It was fun though. I mean, it was a clean race in there, and I kind of hurt myself. I hurt my tires. I went too early because there was a lap car that was like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 seconds ahead, and I thought that was the leader the whole time. So I was trying to go, 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 and then I finally realized that the leader was right in front of me, and I was like, crap. And so then I backed the pace up just to get the tires back on me a little bit, but yeah, it was clean. It was fun. It was good. There were, I think, 2 or 3 different times there where felt like I was in control of the race and felt like I was going to have a shot at it. And, just the yellows and the way things fell, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it felt like just need a little bit more time. I felt like you definitely had at least close to the speed, if not equal speed. And honestly, the 53 truck kind of just came out of nowhere towards the end of the race. Really wasn't a factor until the last like 15 or 20 laps.
Yeah, that long run that we had there, I kind of felt like I learned some things and paced really well. And I was matching times or pretty close to matching times with Octavio, and then we had that yellow at lap 100 and gave him the lead back during the pit cycle. And we went back green, and I'm like, well, I gotta go. Like it's 34 laps. I gotta go. I felt like if I could get by him right away, which I did, I could set the pace just enough to hold everybody off, which I did. And that's when I felt like I really had it. Like we were good. And then yeah, we had that yellow with was it 10 to go, and some guys must have ran out of tires. They stayed out, and then you had us 4 or 5 guys that pitted with tires, and at that point you're just kind of hoping that you're the lucky one to get back to the front quick on fresh tires, and that's what Peter did. I mean, he nailed that restart and flew by everybody. I don't know how he did it, but he flew by everybody.
It seemed like he was just willing to put his truck where most people were never going to do it.
Yeah, usually when I try that, I end up in the fence or upside down. So
Exactly. Majority of people, that's what would happen. But as always, I appreciate you running with us. I know this is only your second time racing with us, but hope to see you back in a few events in 2026. And is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
yeah, I know you've reached out a few times. It just hasn't worked on my schedule, but this series and this league that you got going on, it's on the radar for next year. So we're gonna try and fit it into our schedule and make a lot more appearances next year and stuff. So good group of guys. Octavio's really good. I raced with him in a few other leagues, so I know how good he is, and fun racing with him. So yeah, looking forward to next year. I just got to thank Twitchy Race Reports, I buy Power Computers, Studios, Internet, Splash and Go graphics, and everybody else that helps out in this deal, and then obviously you for everything that you got going on over here. Like I said, it seems like a really good deal, and we're definitely going to make an effort to be back here quite a bit next year.
Really appreciate the kind words, and we'll see you soon.
All right, it sounds good. Thank you, bud.
All right, that was your second place finisher tonight, Jared Mogar. That being said, the curtain has finally closed on the 2025 Regal Promotions Esports season. Like I said, we still got um, the award show coming up on Sunday, December 7th. We'll kind of recap the year and talk to a few of our champions and award winners. But our first event in 2026 will be the winter heat for the Dirt Pro late models. Will be live right here on January 19th through the 21st. We still got Rocket League coming up in January if anyone is interested in that. And we'll really get started on next year when we kick the point season off in February. I look forward to seeing everyone there. Just gotta say a huge thank you to everyone for whether you're someone who just watches the races or takes part in any of them for the massive support through the 97 races that we did this year. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to get started once again